Hello there. I wanted to show you how to create a date granularity filter. So from a past Tableau blog post, wouldn't it be great if you could filter a line chart by day, by week, by month, by quarter, by year, with a parameter drop down? So I'm going to walk you through how to do this. I have another article where you could have it as buttons, but I wanted to show you like how to create one from a drop-down parameter. So here's what it looks like. So I have a date granularity filter. So here it's sorted by the day, and when I select week, it jumps to week, month, quarter, and then year. So let's go ahead and go through how I created this. So in a Tableau public workbook, I'm connected to the Sample Superstore dataset, and I'm going to go to sheet 1. So I'm connecting to orders table. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put order date on the columns shelf, and I'm going to change it from year discrete to day discrete. So the first set of items are discrete. The second set of date parts are continuous. So I'm going to select day where it says day 8. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. So it's got all of the days. And then I'm going to go ahead and put sales on the rows shelf. So we've got a nice line chart here showing seasonality. I'm going to right click on order dates and hide field labels for rows. Another thing I'm going to do is get into the habit of going to the format menu and selecting format workbook to get rid of these background lines. Like, I really don't like the grid lines. So format workbook, and then I'm just getting rid of those grid lines. So you can see I turn them off here. I'm getting rid of the 0 lines if there's any. And then I'm going to get rid of the axis rulers, which are these lines right here. So I'm going to go ahead and turn those off. So a nice clean line chart in format workbook. So format workbook will take you there. And then I'm going to close out of that. Okay. The next thing I'm going to do is put region on the color marks card, or view modifier. So region to view modifier of color. So we can see I've got different colors for each of the regions. So now I want to create a parameter that has the date granularity. So I'm going to go ahead and right click in this white space down here and select create parameter. So I'm going to call this date granularity. I'm going to make it a string data type, date granularity, string data type. Then I'm going to select list. So the first item I'm going to select is day, and then click enter. Then I'm going to enter in week. So day, week, then month. Then I'm going to type in quarter. And last, I'm going to type in year. So this will allow us to select day, week, month, quarter, and year as the axis. So it'll change that axis for this chart. So day, week, month, quarter, year as a list. It's a string value, and then now I'm going to click OK. So that is the first thing we've done. We've changed it to day. We have some of sales. We've got region on color. And then we created our first parameter. So the parameter by itself can't do anything. So if I right click on date granularity and I select show parameter, it's not doing anything. So day, week, month, quarter, not doing anything. So I need to create a calculated field in order to make this work. So I'm going to right click on parameters and select create on our date granularity parameter. Right click on it and select create calculated field. So right click parameters, date granularity, create calculated field. And what this will do is it will put the parameter inside our calculated field already, so we don't have to type it in. And we're going to call this date filter. And I'm going to use a case when statement. So case date granularity, okay, looking at that parameter, when it's day, and it has to be spelled the same, then date trunk, give me the date part of the order date. Okay, so when it says day, give me day. All right, so I'm just gonna copy and paste this a couple more times. So when it is week, then give me the week. When it is month, and I will zoom in so you can see this. When it is month, give me the month. When it is quarter, give me the quarter. Oh, one more, Dawn. One more line for the year. Let's stretch this out a little bit. Year. Else, give me the order dates. And so when it's the day, trunk that, give me the day. When it's the week, give me that week out of that order date. When it's the month, give me the month, and so on. So our calculation is valid. Then I'm going to click OK. And look, it gave it the data type of a date time. So we're going to do a little trick here and change this to a whole number. So we're going to click that down arrow on that new calculation and say default properties. No, we're going to go to change data type. Change data type to whole number. So date filter, change data type, number whole. Okay? So that's going to make it a pound sign instead of that little calendar and the tiny little clock. And we are going to put this where the order date is up here in the columns shelf. So we're going to take it and replace that day of order date with that date filter calculation. And we've got some stacked bar charts. So it's discrete, it's a dimension. So discrete, it's a dimension. We want to make sure it's that, because this is a little trick. Then we're going to go back to the date filter calculated field and change it to a date again. So this is like just a little trick to make sure that it's reading it as a date. Tried it other ways, but this is how we do a workaround with this date granularity. So I'm changing it back to a date, and now we're getting lines. So it's showing me the start of the week here. So this is the only downside to this view, is that you'll have to hide your header if you're putting this in a field, or you could keep it in. But you can see you can change from day to week to month, and it's changing that axis already. So other things I like to do is to change the custom format of the axis. So I like to right click on this axis and select format, and then I will change it to custom, and I will put day, so DD space 3 lowercase m's and then 2 y's. So it's showing me the day, the month, and the year. So you can do it this way, or you can hide it. So that is how you create a date granularity filter for your chart.